Hey everyone, it's Nurse Dani, and I am so excited for today. Actually, I've been looking forward to this day for years now. We've been wanting to throw a baby shower and talk about baby showers. And so I am joined today by new and old friends to talk about what's most helpful for a baby shower. What do you get too much of? What do you never use? This was all prompted one day when I was going to the store to buy a shower present for someone, and I spent like 45 minutes walking up and down the aisles and ended up putting everything back that I put in my cart and just got a gift card. Because I'm like, I don't know, because I'm a practical person and I want things that I'm going to use. But then I was reflecting on, like, when I had a baby, someone got me like a really cute outfit, and that's what I always put her in when I was showing her off. And so I'm glad someone spent like $40 on a complete outfit for my baby that she wore 3 times. So was I supposed to get something like that, or was I supposed to get diapers and wipes? I didn't know. So I'm like, gift card. I'll just give them a gift card. So hopefully we are going to answer some questions for you today if you're a first-time mom and have no idea what you're going to need. We might be able to give you some advice, or if you're just shopping for a friend who's having a baby. And so we want this to be interactive and fun. If you guys have anything that you'd like to share, please chime in. If you have any questions, bring them up and we'll ask them. And so I want everyone to have a chance to introduce themselves. First of all, we have Alex, and she was nominated. Those of you who follow Intermountain Moms probably saw that a few weeks back, we asked people to nominate friends and family, and Alex got nominated by 2 people who love her. And we're so glad that she's joining us today. And we have Laura and Felicia. So I want all of you to have a chance to introduce yourself, starting with Alex.
I'm Alex, and I am 30 weeks pregnant. I am having a boy, and first-time mom, and so I'm really nervous. I don't know what to expect. I was raised with all girls, so a boy is just going to be super different for me because I'm the oldest out of all girls. But we're going to figure it out, and my husband's the youngest out of his family, even out of his cousins, so we're just kind of like, okay, we'll do this.
Well, you look at everyone else around you. I remember thinking this, and I'm like, they all made it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I can do this.
Exactly.
Yeah, you figure it out. You do figure it out.
We got it. Yeah. But no, we're super excited. His name's Bentley.
That's so cute.
And we're so excited.
I love it. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm so excited you're here today.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
We are too. Laura.
I'm Laura. I live in Lehigh. I actually am Nurse Dani's neighbor.
Yes.
So it's fun to be here.
Friend.
And friend. We are friends.
We don't just live by each other.
we are friends, and our kids are friends. And I've got 4 kids from 15 down to 5, freshman to kindergartner. I'm 3 hours free 5 days a week. So it's a beautiful stage of life. You'll get there.
Yeah.
So
counting the years.
Yes. I'm still winging it too. I'm still trying to figure it out too.
Yeah,
so,
each stage is so different. Each stage you enter, you're like, I've never done this before. Mm-hmm. So this unfamiliar, scary feeling, I haven't felt it go away yet.
No.
Have you guys? Yeah.
I don't think you're helping her.
Yeah. It's okay. Felicia.
And I'm Felicia. I have 2 little boys, I guess not so little anymore. I have a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old. And I live in Provo, and I'm excited to be here too. I'm excited to see what everybody has in store as far as baby shower gifts and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Just winging it too. Just winging it too.
Yeah, we're all in this together, right? That's the whole premise of Intermountain Moms, right? That's we can come and get advice from each other. So there's a couple of questions that we posed on Facebook. Back to what I said before. We wanted everyone to share what they thought. Let me make sure I get this right. What item did you never use? What were the most useful items? So what items did you 2 get at your baby showers that you never used?
You want to go first?
I don't know if I just don't know how to use it, but I never used baby oil. I didn't. I don't. Did you use it?
I never used it.
I never used baby oil.
I never used
and
it.
I got quite a bit of it.
Yeah.
Did you find some alternative
too?
uses for it, like slip and slides later or something?
That's a great idea.
I did use it to get like Band-Aid residue off at some point, you know, but yeah, I threw it away at some point after a child found it and found no good use for
Can you
it
imagine?
either.
And getting that all
It
over
was
your house.
terrible.
That'd be
My
awful.
microfiber couch, yeah. So it was terrible. I never used that.
I had somebody make one of those just amazing sling things to put the baby in. I could not figure it out. It was so sweet of them, but it was just too much effort for me, and I just ended up getting one of those like carrier things that you just snap and throw them in, and like you're on your way. Like I couldn't figure out how it was supposed to.
And they're super cute.
They are so cute.
We had someone come who like is an expert on baby wraps once, so that's out there somewhere if you want to try to find it. I was amazed at all the different kinds there are.
Yeah.
There are so many different kinds. Some are more complicated than others. If you could, I used one. My friend showed me, and I had to practice it about 12 times. But then I felt confident enough to actually stick a young baby in there and carry her around, and then I loved it.
Oh, that's
It was like because I could be hands free and could do different things. Like I even vacuumed and like did some stuff around the kitchen, and he was just nestled right there. That's probably why he also didn't want to leave my side ever, because he never did. We had to work on that when he was like 5. Kindergarten was a little rough.
Was that your first?
No, it was my second. It's funny though, because people would say my first was so independent, and she would just be like, "Bye, Mom," And so when the second came along, someone actually said to me, like, "I know this is your first, and it's really difficult." And I'm like, "He's not my first. He's just my first like this." So funny. Okay, so do you guys want to know what everyone said on Facebook? Okay, top items that people never use. This surprises me. I need to talk about this because this is like really surprising to me. Blankets.
Well, I can see that. I can see that. That was one of my things.
25% of people said blankets.
I mean, I had so many people like make blankets. Bless their hearts. They made blankets, but they like weren't what I wanted, and then you can't take it back.
Yeah.
So, the thrift store received a wonderful offering from me.
Yeah.
But yeah, blankets, that was one of my things.
It's true. With the first couple, I really didn't use the crocheted blankets. You're right. Some of them I didn't use. But then my last 2, they loved the crocheted blankets.
Really?
And so they ended up getting a lot of use out of them. So yeah, it's true. But
I got some like those fleece ones with the knots too, and like all sorts of like there was a variety.
But I use blankets like burp rags though. Like I would go through 3 or 4 blankets a day. If they spit up on them, I was like, all right,
and now
wipe that up, and I would chuck it.
And it's kind of like a barrier.
So I did use.
I like absorbent kind of blankets.
Yeah.
But does that matter, like what time of year your baby's born as well?
That's a good point because you like the light cotton blankets, and they have lots of good swaddlers these days.
I love the Muslim ones.
Those are awesome. Those are really good, and I don't think anyone would argue with those being
those are
year-round use.
But like the really pretty ones, like they're more picture worthy. They're not necessarily useful.
Like hang over the chair type of thing.
And or you wouldn't want the baby to touch them because they'll throw up on them or poop on them or something.
Yep.
So blankets, I was kind of surprised by that. Okay. The next highest answer is clothes.
Yes.
Okay, so biggest reasons were, what do you guys think?
Seasonality.
Seasonality. That was on the list.
You don't know how big your baby's
and you try to estimate like how big is this. I've done the same thing when I've been shopping at baby showers. It's like, okay, they're due this time. What if it's big baby? What if the baby's little? What if it's like
you don't want
what
to get
size are they going to be? What season?
Exactly, what season? Yep.
And my first baby, I got so many, like 0 to 3 month old. By the time I'd put some in the closet, or 3 to 6 month old, and I'd pull them out thinking, oh, it says 3 to 6. And those ones didn't fit because depending on,
or they were summer clothes and now it's winter.
Yes, but depending on what brand it was, they're all different. I didn't think about that, and I went to put it on. I was like, oh, well, that was a waste.
And baby sizes are not true to form either, because like 0 to 3, I feel like, well, I have gigantic children too, so maybe I'm the wrong person to ask.
Tall.
Yeah, but they only fit them till they were like 1.5 months old, and then they were wearing like the 3 to 6 until they were like 4 to 5 months old, and then wearing 6 to 9 when they were like 5 months. And so it's kind of hard to be like, okay, think ahead and be like, okay, so you're due in the fall, so I'm going to get you a 6 to 12 that's going to be springish. But what if your baby fits it way before then?
Exactly.
You know? kind
and
of
then
hard.
it can't really wear shorts and a tank top in the middle of winter.
Yeah, you're like,
You don't know.
it's 50 degrees. We're going to put this on today and go for a walk. Yeah.
My babies did go through onesies, just the little onesies, because I put those under every outfit regardless because I always hated the diaper
Just
showing.
like the white ones.
Just the white ones, or, blue or pink or whatever color you're going to, I was going to say whatever
coordinated.
color your
when they start
baby is.
drooling a lot, when they start
Yes.
teething and drooling a lot.
So I did go through those. You can get those and use those at, I think, any stage. But
And the pajamas. I love pajamas. And that's like all I ever put my babies in for the first month or two was like the pajamas, and then unless we were going out and they had to look cute and presentable. Or did you guys ever use those like nightgown
I
ones?
love those in the first month.
yes.
You just
some
pull
of
that up
those
and change
already.
the
I'm so glad you
At
do
nighttime.
because those are a must.
Yeah, there's some that
nighttime.
tie at the bottom,
Yes.
and there's
Yeah.
some that just kind of like suction in
Yep.
the baby's feet.
Middle of the night, that's the best because all you have to
is.
do is slide it up, pull up their legs, slide it in the
You don't have to line it
Done.
and snaps
And,
in the
yes.
dark.
Yeah.
I'd end up not even snapping them up.
Yep.
At,
Yep.
the first couple days I would, and then by day 4 I was like,
Good night.
this is not happening.
Yeah. So I'm hearing onesies and those nightgowns.
The
seem to be
nightgowns.
popular.
Amazing.
Those are
And
good gifts.
I liked getting neutral colors for those because then my next
You
child,
could use them
I
for
could
more
use them.
babies.
I mean, although my little girl did wear a lot of blue.
Yeah.
So,
Because she had lots of older brothers.
yes. So, because at nighttime, who cares? But yeah, neutral colors so that you can use those for multiple babies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Good advice. Do you have any thoughts about what you want as far as clothes?
No, we already have like a ton of clothes. I mean, not a ton, but it's just so hard because you don't know what size he's gonna be. All of my mother-in-law's babies were bigger in size, and same with my mom's. We were just big kids, but you still just never know. So I don't know.
It's true.
Yeah,
You don't
but
know.
I heard the white onesies to go under everything or different colors. I heard that's a must. And then jammies. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, that is great. And another thing that I think is helpful for a shower is baby detergent because it is expensive.
Yes.
You should wash all of your baby's clothes in like baby detergent before they wear them. And so if you give someone that in a shower and they're getting all the clothes, then it helps you prep and get ready for the baby to come. That's a personal tip. I thought that would have been helpful.
Swear that they make your clothes last longer though too. Not only do they smell so good, but
The baby detergent.
I washed my kids' clothes in those until like 3 or 4 years of age because
Really?
I feel like they weren't as hard as
They're gentler.
They're gentler, so the colors and
Yeah.
everything lasted, and
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah. So detergent. Okay. What about baby shoes? Yes or no?
They're so cute.
I know.
And then you end up with just one. Because one always falls off
Real.
somewhere, and you don't find it.
You're walking around, you
They
get
are
home
so
and
That's
it's
the
like,
same thing with socks. I remember so many times being in the grocery store and like, bless their hearts, the little old women would come to me and be like, "Where's your socks, little boy?" And I'm like,
He pulls them off.
they'll live.
Yeah. I do love them. I think that's a fun gift because it's not something that you really want to buy and spend money on, but you do love having little shoes on them. It's so fun.
I would always get them at, I loved to go to those secondhand, like,
Kid to kid.
yeah, like kid to kid, and they'd have these like places where you could go and you'd get like designer clothes that were never even touched.
yeah,
like
they were the
Yeah.
things
a
that
few
kids wore once
dollars.
or twice, and
Yeah.
then they outgrew
The
them.
ones that they pulled out of their closet and never fit their
Yeah.
kids, so
Yeah.
they sold them to kid to kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's a
some
good
of them
tip.
would still have like creases from like coming in the mail, like folded or whatever. Yeah, and you're spending like $1 on them. You know, it's
Yeah.
like so. I would hit those up with whatever you don't get as far as clothes that you're looking for in those stages. They can definitely fill in the gaps of very affordably. I feel like.
That's great advice. That is really good advice. Okay, so here are some other common responses about things that people didn't use. Binkies and pacifiers because they got too many of them or they just didn't want their babies to use them. And wipe warmers. This was the new thing I was just introduced to like a few months ago. Someone I know, one of our neighbors, got one for a shower. She's like, I don't even know what to do with this, but it sounds cool. Like, I would always run them underneath hot water if I just wanted to warm them up a little bit, but there is this nifty little device where you can stick your wipes in there and they come out nice and warm. Yay or nay?
I never used one.
I've never warmed a wipe ever.
I went to buy one with one of my kids when they first came out, and I was like, that sounds like a great idea. And then I was like, oh, I'm not spending money on that.
Yeah,
that buys a lot of wipes.
If someone had gotten you one, do you think you would have used it?
Maybe for a while. I did have one, and I ended up taking it back like a week later because it was so obnoxious to have it plugged in, and then you had to be by a place where it could plug in.
So I guess my question is, what is the benefit?
We're raising
give 'em a
life-forming
shocker.
generations that need their wipes warm.
I mean, it's shocking when the diaper comes off, right? Because it's like cold, right?
Yeah.
So it just,
my
is
kids
it like an
never
emotional-
really woke up in the nighttime
soothing?
anyway
I don't
when I
know.
was... I don't know.
Wait, stop. Your kids never really woke up in the night?
When I was changing the diaper, like I would change them after.
They slept through it, right?
Yeah, they slept through me changing the
I
diaper
see
most
what
of the
you're
time.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I would use it if I was sold to this was a need, but I'm not sold yet, so I don't know. Is it
It's a nice
we've raised
want.
a lot of children without those.
Yeah.
for
That's
real?
what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. It's not on my registry at all, just because I'm like, well, there's babies out there for how long that
Yeah.
lived without diaper
Especially
warmers.
with, especially with a boy, it's going to be a fast action.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't
thing.
have time to.
Be ready for
You don't
it.
got time for warm. It's just do it.
I think that was the hardest thing for me. My plug was somewhere off where I wasn't changing the diaper, and then I'd have to go over there to get it was just, you have to be by a plug.
Let's pause there because we were talking about tips earlier, and I mentioned, you guys brought this up, and then I said it was one of my favorite shower gifts. Someone got me a whole bunch of baskets with some diapers to put around my house so that no matter where I was at, I had a diaper and some wipes. So I just go to Costco and buy a big pack of wipes and stick them in all the baskets, and then I'm ready to go wherever I need to be. But then I had to buy a few, I think you can use a couple of changing pads, like just the little fold out ones, because I didn't want to run all the way upstairs if it was upstairs, if I was down. So I liked a couple of those. One in the diaper bag.
And I
a
used
couple throughout my
blankets.
house.
Hence, I used a lot.
Yeah,
I did.
That's true.
Yeah.
The uglier blankets, changing pad.
So wait, the one that I gave you when you had your babies, when you changed them on?
Oh, the truth's coming out. The truth's coming
So
out.
awkward. Can I get a ride home with you?
Yes.
So a couple of the blankets, back to that our neighbors gave our kids, ended up being their favorite. So, I can't even say who this was, but someone gave us one that ended up being, it was my favorite. I'll just say that. But it was my daughter's favorite. And she ran that thing ragged till she was like 3. And then my son, his favorite blanket was given to us by our neighbor. And he, there's a whole story, associated with who gave it to him. And he loved to hear that when he was little. So I'd tell him over and over and over again. And he'd say, so-and-so's grandma gave you this. And I'm like, yeah. And so he doesn't even know this person, but he loves them. He loves the blanket. Yeah. So you never know which one. I remember kind of doing that, laying it out and being like, which one are you going to choose? Which one's going to be your favorite? And then the others would be used for other things.
Yep.
Okay, so, scented baby shampoos and lotions, things people never used. That's a little surprising.
Baby Magic. Just use Baby Magic. You will never go wrong.
Yeah.
I'm super low maintenance about that stuff.
Yep.
I'm like, just wash them.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't use, I will be honest. And I know it's like the Ford, Chevy thing, Canon, Nikon, Baby Magic, Johnson & Johnson. Honestly, I did not use my Johnson & Johnson stuff. Sometimes I regifted it. But then I felt bad because I was like, now their baby's going to stink. So, but Baby Magic. All the way.
Magic.
Yeah.
So a lot of people ask on Intermountain Moms, do you have to use a special type of soap or something for a baby? And technically in the beginning, the guideline is to use hypoallergenic, fragrance-free anyway. So I wonder if that's why the scented ones aren't used as much. Okay, so what were the most useful items do you guys think?
Diapers.
Diapers, wipes.
Hands down. You can never have too many of those, except for newborn size, I think. Because if you get too many newborn, then, they grow out of those so quickly, they usually only wear it. How long did your kids wear newborn? Mine were only
Not
2
long.
weeks. Maybe 2 weeks.
My kids were born 8+ pounds. So, yeah.
What's really nice is I heard that if you have like a pack unopened, you can take it back in exchange for a different size.
Oh, that's nice.
So like Target will do that, and
So does Costco.
That's really nice. So just don't fill all your baskets quite yet with the newborn ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, I feel like they're in size. Is it size 1? Is that the next size, right?
Yeah,
I think they're in size 1 for a little while. Those ones would be good. Okay, so diapers and wipes was definitely the top answer. You guys guessed it. And then others. So it's funny because on this list is also clothes. So
Well, I was going to say gift cards.
yeah,
That's
gift
my
cards is a good
favorite.
one.
That was my favorite
You can
because
get what
then
you
I
want.
could, and like fill in my registry of like
Yeah.
what I wanted
What you didn't get,
and
but-
what I didn't get.
Or even put it towards one of your big ticket items that you haven't bought yet.
Yeah.
And take the price off of that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you have family and friends that'll go in and get you like one big thing, like your car seat or your stroller or something. But sometimes you still need that, and that costs a lot of money.
But I, especially as a first-time mom, I loved getting little books, like the ones that you
That's
are just
fun.
like a staple to the library, like the Very Hungry Caterpillar, or I Love You Forever. Those
Yeah.
staple books that you're going to be reading to your kids. I think that's a great baby shower gift.
Oh, I love
So
it.
just like start your little nursery of like books and things that you're going to read.
That's a great tip. I love that. Have you gotten any books yet?
I've bought a few books,
Have you?
but for my registry and stuff, I added a ton of different books. And then we're going to do, rather than them give us cards, give us a book and sign your name in a book or write a little
Cute.
message
I
to the
love
baby.
that.
And then we can grow our baby's library.
Yeah.
So
I love those little
I think
books.
really fun.
it's very important. And I already read him some books. And
That's
so
great.
cute.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. We're I think it's funny because as your kids start to talk, they can understand what you're saying long before they can talk, and they love it. And it's a fun time to interact with them. But then all of a sudden they'll start talking back, and it's shocking, and it's so funny. Remember one day I was like reading this little book, and so far there's been no response from the baby, and we just read every day, and then all of a sudden she was like, "Yellow sun," and I'm like, "You have been absorbing this." Yeah.
And then they start turning the pages on themselves, and you could only get like 2 words
I
in on
remember
each
the first
page.
time he like crawled over to the cabinet and like pulled me a book, and I was
Oh,
like,
you're like,
I'm good.
Whatever's going on, yes. That's so sweet. Yeah, reading is a precious time with kids. So that's a good idea. I love that. Okay, so baby medicine is on this list. I'm curious to know what type of baby medicine that would be. Just so everyone knows, since I'm the nurse, I have to say this. Motrin should not be given to children younger than 6 months. And actually, we just had a pediatrician on last week when we were talking about immunizations. And a lot of the time, parents will pre-medicate with Tylenol before getting shots, but that actually, they've shown, may reduce its effectiveness during those first couple of hours. So they get the shots, and then like you give Tylenol once they start being a little fussy a couple hours later. Then that's okay to
That's
give
when
it. But you shouldn't give it before because it may mess with the response a
I
little
don't think
bit.
I did either, but
Okay.
Yeah, so just
but I
FYI.
think the medicine probably like I remember getting like tummy, like the tummy
Gripe water.
yeah, that
Yeah.
stuff, and Tylenol.
Yeah,
and,
then you have it on hand to
Yeah.
try.
I think with the diapers and medicine, the great thing is when you get diapers, everybody has their own brands that they like, and you don't have to go out and buy all of the different kinds
try 'em.
to try them.
That's a great
And it's kind of the same with medicines. With the different flavors, different babies prefer different things, and the gripe waters and those tummy drops and stuff, they're all kind of expensive. So when you get them, you don't feel bad if your child doesn't necessarily like them because you didn't spend the $5 for them.
So yeah, I wonder
so
if it's
true.
not just all medicine as much as it's like ointments too,
Diaper
like
creams, yeah,
and stuff like
and
that.
they're not
Saline
created
drops.
equally either. And so there's like the thinner white kind
butt
that's
paste and
not
Methadone and,
so
yeah.
great, but then there's like the really thick oil, like Vaseline based types.
Yes.
It's really good, or the butt paste. You're looking for zinc
Yes.
oxide, yeah. So yeah, it's great if you have your little own pharmacy to refer to, and you've got some.
And
issues
it's
going on.
actually medicine is actually quite expensive when
is,
you're really getting to it and you're like
So
checking out and you're like, wow, that was
I bought 3
yeah,
things and
like,
it was
wow.
$30.
yeah.
Awesome.
So that is a great gift.
Because they mark up the children's stuff too, and you're like,
Yeah, because they know people are going to buy them.
Yeah.
Exactly. We'll spend a lot of money
This
on
lady
our
isn't
kids.
getting any sleep. She'll buy anything right now.
That's exactly right. Yeah. She's desperate. Okay, other things on the list. Swaddle blankets. We talked about that.
Love them.
Definitely a plus.
Although I really was terrible swaddler, and so I just ended up getting the bags that you zip them up, and then it
Those are
Velcro.
Yeah, those are
I've
good
heard those
too.
are nice. Yeah,
Love
the
it.
Velcro
Yeah.
and then zip it.
I was like, I can be professional at this.
Yeah.
My husband was a great swaddler, so I didn't worry about that. But I have a neighbor who isn't, and she loved those. I like the swaddle blankets because those last longer. They'll still use them as a blanket, but yes, I know people, I didn't have that option for those, but other people
I just
did
left it
love
right in the bed, and it became like a cue. Like, okay, it's nap time. Like,
Oh, yeah. Everyone needs
you know,
their
that
cues.
that for
That's great.
sleep training. It was like, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm tucked in. Yeah.
What about car seat covers?
Yeah.
I
liked them.
The ones that go over the car
Yes,
seat?
I wouldn't have been able to have survived with that one because that was for my sanity too, to know that no one was coughing and sneezing on my children.
Oh, that's
They were both
good,
born
yeah.
in January, and I could go to the store and no one would touch them or
And
look
they
at
would
them.
stay asleep.
Yep.
Yes. Another one is, and they're so expensive, but those big, thick car seat covers for wintertime that are like wool inside and they zip up and they're so warm, but they're really, really expensive. But regardless of what age your kid is, you use that in the car seat. I always, when I bought that as a gift, I would get it a little bit bigger because I accidentally bought mine for basically the toddler size or whatever, but learned that it's really easy. I could store the diapers and wipes down in the empty
smart.
space.
Oh, yeah.
And then it grew with them as they became a toddler. But we used it for 3 kids and each of them used it for 3 years.
So you
So
totally
it
got your
ended
money's
up.
worth.
I mean,
Yes.
it was expensive.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Because you even put it in the forward-facing car seats in wintertime and zip them in instead of a coat.
Nice.
So yeah, I
They
think
shouldn't wear coats in car seats.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's always so
right.
tricky.
So it was already in there, nice and warm. But yeah, that got put to, and they were expensive. They're like $50, $60 for the nice ones. So that's a great
So it
gift
sounded
for
like it
people
was
to
a
go
good
in on
investment. Yeah.
together.
Love it.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Brandy said a nice thing my family did was some bought newborn diapers and others bought size 1.
Nice.
So yeah, then she got everything and she was totally prepared when her baby was born.
I like that.
On this list is also gift cards, like you mentioned. You can't go wrong there. And so I just thought maybe we could go through a few things in here because these are on the list of things that people thought would be great. So obviously we have diapers. I'm going to pass these down so that everyone can.
It's just like the baby shower.
Yeah. And then these are Aqua Pure.
Pass it around.
These are Aqua Pure baby wipes. They feel nice and juicy, which is good.
really
You can't
do.
have dry wipes.
Right.
They don't do much.
Maybe you can like warm up. Like,
So here we have a complete healthcare kit. A thermometer is one we
Yes.
haven't talked about, and that's nice to have on hand.
yeah.
So that's good. You have a thermometer.
Now, Nurse Dani,
Yes.
because these are kind of hard for those little babies, and I know that there's an alternative, like less comfortable route for these. But do
Not
the
rectal.
forehead ones work well?
It kind of depends. So if you're taking a baby's temperature, there's a chart, and I am not good enough to tell you off the top of my head, that says like if you're taking your baby's temperature tympanically or in the ear or on the forehead or rectally, this is what you're looking at for a fever because they will be a little bit different.
Right.
The most accurate is rectal, and it's 100.4 or higher. But and there's actually
I was like,
it's
I
a
don't know
little
if I
dangerous
could.
too. You need to know what you're doing.
Right.
Well, and their
There is
favors
the under the
Yeah,
arm.
I
There's
heard the under
armpit
the
ones.
arm.
Yeah, and
But I didn't know
And
if
their
the forehead
feelers
ones are
have
better
to
or
be
not.
pretty high for it to be alarming at that age too.
like the forehead one, if I remember right from the chart, it's like if it's not 100.4, it's a little bit
Yeah.
lower than
Which
that
I was
for
like,
the tympanic to account for the difference in
Okay.
accuracy.
And what about
question.
these guys?
The snot stick.
Oh, a booger sucker.
Yes.
You have to have those. The hospital sends you home with those and keep
good.
them.
They're amazing.
Nose Fritas? Do you?
I've
have
heard
those?
of those.
I swear.
You
Yeah,
like
those are
suck,
so great.
and it's like a weird thing.
They don't
but-
go in your, it sounds so disgusting, and but it's so much easier than having to do that 5 times. You get it done in 10.
and their head goes,
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah, and babies are naturally congested in the beginning. This is normal. They don't know how to sneeze or they don't know how to blow their nose, and so the only way they can clear their nose is by sneezing. So sometimes you just have to do it for them. But if you're having to do it more than a couple times a day, then you should just talk with your pediatrician about it.
And the hospital sends you home with those.
Yeah.
With the big
like
blue
industrial
ones,
one, like,
yeah. But they get germs in them, so you have to clean them out well and not keep them for too long. Replace them. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we have some super high-tech bottles in here.
Whoa.
So what's your guys' opinion on bottles? I always started with the cheapest ones and hoped that my baby liked those.
Yes.
What do you think?
The first baby, I had the cheap ones because it's all I could afford, but I rarely used them because he nursed for so long. The second one was a little bit more colicky, so I had to get the ones where I made sure bubbles.
If you have
It had
bottles-
something like that, and I don't know if that actually works or because I liked it because it looked fancy.
Yeah.
Just like fancy and reassuring.
Yes,
That
you're
feels
like
reassuring.
this bottle knows what
doing
it's doing because it looks fancy.
This bottle knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
I love that. I saw like a drying rack once at a friend's house, and it had like little blades of grass. It was cute, and that's what you put your bottle on.
Yeah.
And you need a bottle dryer too, for sure. So they're not just like all over your counter.
Yeah, I have one of those on my registry, and then it also comes with like a little cactus, like that you could put separately, so you could put the top of like the nipples and stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay. Someone was thinking on that.
Always something new.
Yeah, I know. The
had
three of us
kids
were
at the
talking
wrong
before you
time.
showed up about how many fun things have come out since we had babies.
The little packets of food, like
the
applesauce
packets.
packets.
Oh yeah, the squeeze one.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't
I
available.
did get that with my second. Yeah.
Yeah, the second, my third, yes.
Yeah,
It was
my
like
second.
That was-
revolutionary.
A life changer in the car. Like they're hungry and you just chuck that back.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
In other words, you've got lots of options. You're taking care of. This looks like a really cute changing station.
yeah.
It's like cute.
You don't need ugly blankets. That's
Yeah. Oh, and it has like diaper and stuff
Oh,
on
yeah. You can put
really
everything
nice.
in it.
it. Includes a wipe cover.
It's like a quick to-go thing. So that actually brings up a good point. What are must-haves for a diaper bag?
A changed the clothes.
Yes, a change of clothes. A change of clothes. And one of the uglier outfits that you're not going to miss.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally, because it might likely be in the bag for like a couple weeks
a
before
long
you
time.
use it.
Yeah.
But when you need it, you'll be like, yes, I did
Maybe an
this.
extra shirt for yourself.
Prepared.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
My first time going out in public, and I didn't know how long I was going to be, and we were shopping for a recliner, and I leaked through, and I had 2 big ol' wet marks on my shirt, and I wouldn't be embarrassed now, or I wouldn't be telling the story, but you know, I was then.
Yeah, it
So I learned to carry extra breast pad or like
Nursing pads.
nursing pads.
Which ones are
and a
better?
shirt for myself.
the disposable ones or the cotton
I always use
reusable?
disposable. But
I did
use
disposable.
disposable.
The ones that I liked are the ones that had like, some of them are papery and really thin, and then you can see them through your clothes. I didn't like those. But there were these ones that were like nice and round, and they had a little indent for the
Plastic.
nipple.
Oh, and the
because
plastic
you're
on the
kind of
front.
sore in the beginning
Yeah.
sometimes, and so it's like not like, every time you put them on. I liked those.
Yeah.
No.
But if you don't want to be caught with your shirt wet, bring an extra shirt.
and I was thinking for the baby because the poop will be all
Yes.
over
yes.
the place.
Yeah, for
and-
both, I
yeah,
think.
for
You
both of us.
both
yeah.
really need a change of
And if
clothes
they
being a
really
mother.
spit up on you and
One time I was actually throwing a friend baby shower, and I think my oldest was, oh gosh, couldn't have been more than like 3 months old. And we're sitting there at the restaurant, and I'm like, all of a sudden I'm like, did I spill on myself? Right here. I looked down. No, it is poop. Because my baby was sitting on my lap and it went
It went up.
all the way up. And I'm like, you guys got this, right? You got this? Okay, I'm going home.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what kind of poop, baby poop, real poop. That's gross.
Yeah.
That's real gross.
Yeah, that's real good.
I'm like, you want at a baby shower, you want to see what it's like to be a mom? Yeah.
And then there's some moms that are like, wait, is that poop or chocolate?
You're like,
and then you're
oh.
like, just think it's poop. Like,
Assume.
don't even,
Assume. Yeah. Okay, so you talked about like noisemakers and stuff before. Those are so good. And babies like white noise, by the way, because they're used to being in the womb and having lots of noise around them. So that's actually one of the reasons why they like it.
I think this one's on my registry. This exactly.
My kids
is a
still
nice
have it in
one.
their room. They still
Oh,
have
and
it
it
in
does
their room.
pictures.
Oh, look at that.
That's fun. Like it projects onto the ceiling.
Aw.
Your baby's going to have a party.
Yes.
This is a really, I would say like birth cloth.
That one is
thing.
cute.
That's really cute.
That my kids all wore these were
They can
their little
hold onto
nighttime
them
things.
and, yeah.
In fact, my 12-year-old just passed it
like
down
how
to our
soft it
dog.
is.
He had his this entire time. I hope.
I'm gonna
I'm not so much a
Yeah,
stuffed
let's-
animal mom,
You're his
so
teacher.
I'm not so much.
I think
really
that's
cute.
adorable.
It's really
Nice.
soft.
That
I want to
It's
snuggle
nice.
it.
Very nice. I'm not into stuffed
I think it's
animals
adorable.
myself.
I think it's cute.
Okay, I like this baby bum. We
Oh.
talked about baby wash.
it is.
Okay, we
How
have
does
to
it smell?
this.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
smell it. Is it smelly?
It's so mild. I like it. It's not strong at all. What do you think?
Oh yeah.
That smells really
Smell that
good.
guy.
It has like a little
A
bit of like
natural
a
fragrance.
pina colada almost.
Yeah.
Does this
Yeah,
one
just a
too?
little-
It's like a tropical
sweet.
baby bum.
Yep.
That's real nice.
That's cute.
It's real nice.
Baby magic
yeah.
over the top of that would make it better.
Yes.
I like that.
we know what Laura's a
delicious.
fan of. Okay, and baby baths. What's your guys' take on baby baths?
I never used one, but I
did.
did have those things that go in the bath that still hold them. But I lived in like my first place. There was no room for that. So I mean, we were poor in a fourplex. Like there was no room to have anything extra. But I did have one of those ones that I could keep in the bathtub, and they were mesh. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And I used those with all of my kids. I could put them in the kitchen sink. I could put them in the bathtub, and then they didn't take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and maybe for someone who has like only a shower at home and not a tub, that would
That
be
is
helpful. Because we were also talking before we got started about how the difference between your first and your last is it's night and day because you have more resources when you've had a few kids and you know a little bit more of what you're doing. So you might have more options then too, and you get to know what you like and don't like. So what about baby showers for people who are having like their second, third, fourth baby? What's your guys' opinion on that?
I think we were talking earlier where we feel like we do girls' nights or take them out to dinner, just maybe get a massage, maybe, you know,
Yeah,
so
pedicures
that,
and dinner.
Yeah, pedicures and dinner. Just like,
Because what
It's
mom
like
really
about
needs
mom.
is some time for her.
before she has another baby, and and most people would bring a present so that we were good friends and we wanted to. I had my friends threw me a baby shower for one friend for my third, which was a girl.
Because you had two boys
I'd had two
previously.
boys, and so my best friend had thrown me a baby shower for my girl, and then I thought I was done having kids, and I'd gotten rid of everything except for my car seat and my crib, basically, even the stroller, everything.
oh, wow.
And so then my other friend, and then I was having a boy, and she did throw me a baby shower, just a small one for some close friends and stuff. But yeah, it was fun. It's just a friend thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. We'd
it
always
is
at least go to dinner. So I got spoiled, but I know that's unusual for that many children. Like you shouldn't be having a full-on baby shower for your fourth, but I had good friends.
Well, a lot of people actually do because a lot of times it is unplanned or it's been so long that people are like, well, everything you had before is too old or,
Yeah.
you know.
I
Yeah,
guess
or
we
like
did for several
different
people in our
genders.
neighborhood
Yeah.
who'd
We had
like
some,
having them.
yeah, we had
later
some
in life.
friends that they were having their like sixth and they're like, every book in my house is ripped up or like
Yes.
a mess. Can we just do books or can we just do diapers or can we just
Yeah.
do like
Yeah.
a reason to
Because
get
you're
together?
really not wanting if you do have those clothes from 10 years ago, I mean,
right? Don't use them.
yeah, you don't want to put the crocheted sweater on from grandma on that baby too, you know.
And stains, like, you know, like
Yes.
throw up stains and stuff. You thought that they went into the box looking nice and then you pull them out a couple years later and you're like,
Like, oh,
ugh. Yeah, I'm not using that.
Yeah.
Okay, so sprinkle. That's a term I'd actually never heard before. Someone brought this up
weird.
before we started. Instead of a shower, doing a sprinkle
I've never
for
heard of
someone
that.
who's
Is that
having-
when someone has like a girl at first and then they're having a boy?
Yeah, or it's their second or third or their fourth. It's like a
what
mini
happens
baby
when you
shower.
sneeze after having a baby.
Yeah.
During high fitness.
Yeah, I said that's what happens when you sneeze after having a baby. I didn't know it was a baby shower term.
Different images in our head of sprinkling.
Yeah, high fitness, there's a lot of sprinkling going
Right?
on. Yeah.
I'm just gonna chill in the back.
Everyone who's had a baby knows exactly what we're talking about. Okay, so I really like this. Someone said, I think every baby should have a shower or a celebration of life. Because why does only the first get celebrated? Whether you do like, you know, like the other thing we saw on Facebook when we asked about it was like a sip and mingle after the baby's born or something so that you can introduce the baby to everyone and people can bring gifts if they want. But then on the other hand, I'm thinking,
people are around germs.
Yes, that's what
I'm thinking germs.
And I just want to nap. Like, if you want to come watch my baby and
I'll be in here, peace
sit
out.
and mingle with other people, I'm sleeping in the back room.
Exactly. Exactly. Can you keep it down? I'm taking my nap.
I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah. So I guess whatever's going to fit your dynamic, but celebration of life nonetheless. Nonetheless, even if you don't need anything, just get together and have fun with friends and family. Do a diaper raffle. Have a gift to. Have a gift to a shelter shower. I'm sorry, I don't understand what that says. Natalie. I just called her out. You can do lots of things. I've had 10 babies and I still do a life celebration. I love that. I love that.
I like that too.
So any last pieces of advice? Do you guys, well, actually, let me ask you this first. Do you have any questions first for us?
No, not really.
She's got this.
Yeah. You're going to be good.
And you're having your first shower in a couple of weeks, you said? So now hopefully everyone that is coming watched. And you're going to get all the stuff that you want and need. Oh, I also forgot.
I was going to say, you have that down
Bobby
there.
is down here too.
Those were...
Yeah, I've heard these are really nice.
They are. I use them for so many different things.
That's awesome.
Does that one go around her? Does it open up to go around her?
It should. Because then you can wrap it around you. And then, like, it's kind of like you always need a pillow, something to boost the baby up when you're nursing. But then when they get a little older, I loved it because then they could, like, sit up and see the world and, like, get a new view on things while you're doing the dishes or whatever.
Oh, and this one's cute, too.
Yep. And those chairs that you can... Well, they say don't put them on the counter. I never did that. But the...
Nope.
Like
Bumbos.
Yes, the bumbos. I swear the ones that I did that with on my last 2 kids, they sat up earlier than all the other ones.
Yeah,
they
and
were
it's
so
like
great
the bumbos?
because they would cry unless they were sitting up because they just want to be a part of everything.
But they couldn't sit up on their own, and
we always would. Again, it's no one should take this for Nurse Dani tips or anything. But as they got older, like when my daughter was like 6 months old, we'd go to a restaurant and we'd request a booth. And so I'd put the bumbo next to me and then it was like next to a wall and I'd sit her in there and she'd actually sit there while we ate food.
Yep.
And it was so nice. I loved it.
So you're carrying the big bumbo into the restaurant?
Totally. Red Robin was our favorite.
Good
so I
for
did
you.
family friendly. Yeah. Okay. So, do you guys have any more advice for Alex?
I guess I would say you're going to get a lot of advice.
I like where this is going.
You're going to get a lot of advice, but I say really trust yourself. Trust yourself and what's best for you and what's best for your baby. And try to shut out the voices that make you feel inferior as a mom or that make you feel like you're not doing good enough. Only let the voices in that say, you got this and you're doing awesome.
That's awesome. Thank
that
you.
includes, I think, doctors too, because I did have a doctor where I was like, I just don't feel right about this. And he said, maternal instinct is a real thing. And he says, I am a doctor, but I don't know that your baby like you do. And so he was totally good with me being like, I don't feel like that's right. And he's like, then let's find another route. Wow. And so to have doctors that trust you as a mother too is huge, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely like a partnership because you know what's normal for your baby. The doctor has the training, but when you feel like something's not right, you should listen to that. I had a neighbor that was just concerned because her baby was really cold. Her baby was a few days old and she just couldn't get her baby to warm up. And, she asked her mom and friends and people and they were just like, well, just put more layers on your baby and bundle him up and do skin to skin. And she's like, I just don't feel like that's helping. Something's wrong. She went to the emergency room and her baby was in multiple organ failure because of some other underlying issues. And so good thing she listened to her instincts. And it was something as simple as my baby seems like extra cold, And so, you do, that is a real thing. And I love the advice that you gave too. Because we're all learning. We're all in it together. We said at the very beginning that at every stage, it's like a whole new adventure. And we don't know what we're doing either. We all just need to be more supportive of each other,
Yes.
So, well, Alex, you get to take all this home today. Yay! This is for you. So you can thank, was it your aunt and who else that nominated you?
My friend Carrie.
And your friend Carrie.
Yeah.
So you can thank them for it. I'm so glad that you were able to join us today.
Thank you.
And if you get now, you need to show everyone what you got.
Yeah, take them off your registry.
Yeah,
be like,
exactly.
okay,
Go
I
through and
Fancy
take
bottles,
inventory.
the whole bit.
That bottle
I have a bathtub now.
Yeah, they feel like they know what they're doing.
Mom approved.
And thank you so much, Laura and Felicia, for joining us. What great advice. Hopefully that's helpful to all of you. And of course, if you guys have questions, you know where to find me on Instagram and Facebook, Intermountain Moms, and also on YouTube. Have a great day, everyone.